Okay, so imagine being so overpowered that your birth causes global panic, your breath melts kingdoms, and your haters literally come back from the dead just to get smoked again. Yeah, that's the level of disrespect we're dealing with today. Our main character, Bro didn't just break the power scale, he rewrote it, drop kicked it into another dimension, and then came back 2,000 years later just to make sure everyone's still mid. So, welcome to the most disrespectful anime where a baby is born with more confidence than your entire friend group combined, and every episode is basically one big flex off between gods, demons, and people with way too much eyeliner. Let's begin. So we open with a literal reincarnation of chaos. Like Bro is born, opens his eyes, and is already like, "Yo mom, chill, I can walk." Within 30 seconds of life, he's cooking food, speaking full sentences, and drops out the womb ready to 1v1 the Grim Reaper. Flash forward. He's 1 month old and already slapping grown men with enough power to cause a blackout in 6 countries. And guess what? He dies in every timeline he doesn't win in. So basically, the multiverse gave him plot armor made out of platinum. Now, our demon baby overlord, we're gonna call him DBL, enrolls in a school for demon royalty. You'd think a guy who literally ended wars with his left pinky toe would fit right in. Wrong! They give him a low magic rating and treat him like an NPC. Bro gets labeled a misfit. A misfit? That's like calling Elon Musk mediocre with tech. I mean, come on! So DBL walks in like it's his LinkedIn debut and says, "Bet." Then proceeds to casually delete his entrance exam monster with the same energy you use to swat a fly. And then kills the instructor, brings him back to life, kills him again, on repeat, just to prove a point. Sir, that's not just petty, that's elite-level passive aggression. Enter Misha. Blue eyes, ice powers, soft voice. Basically the anime version of every soft girl playlist on Spotify. She meets DBL and instantly imprints on him like he's a social media algorithm that gets her. They vibe, they click. She's like, "You're different." DBL? He's like, "Yeah, I built this castle with a hum just now. You like marble floors or gold?" Insert NPCs gasping in the background. But wait, plot twist! Misha has a twin sister who was erased from existence, like literally scheduled for deletion like a cursed Google Doc. DBL's like, "Nah, not on my watch," and pulls a full-on resurrection arc by outsmarting reality itself. This man really said, "I don't respect the laws of physics or consent." And now both sisters are simping hard, like Romeo and Juliet if Romeo could one-shot a planet. So here's where things get spicy. Some edgy emo kids from rival clans show up thinking they're hot stuff. One of them pulls out some sacred ancient magic and is like, "No one's ever survived this." DBL just tanks it. Not dodges, not counters, just eats it like it's He goes, "That tickled!" Like, bro, let the other guy have a moment. And of course, since no anime is complete without a massive identity crisis, we find out DBL's identity has been erased from history. Not forgotten. Erased. Like Thanos Control-Alt-Delete levels of wiped. Turns out the people in power didn't like being ruled by someone too chill, so they literally rewrote the past. Which is crazy because rewriting history is usually a metaphor. But here, it's just Tuesday. You thought this man had beef with students? Nah, fam. He got beef with God, like actual deities, angels, divine beings with 6 wings and 90 eyes that shoot laser beams of purity. And DBL just walks in and goes, "Oh, y'all still using light magic? That's cute." And then he kills their god. Not once, but multiple times. Bro said, "You respawned. Cool story," and sends him to the Shadow Realm, again! At this point, the entire celestial hierarchy files a restraining order, because DBL's disrespect knows no metaphysical boundaries. Every villain who shows up is like, "Villain, I've spent 3,000 years perfecting this forbidden technique." DBL, "Cool, wanna see what I learned last week?" This man doesn't even break a sweat. His fights are like a boss battle where the boss is level 1,000 and you're still figuring out the tutorial. One dude shows up and brags about being immortal. DBL just snaps his fingers and turns him into dust. Like, "Oops, your immortality has expired. Please renew subscription." And the students? At this point, they don't even try to compete. They're just collecting popcorn and trauma. So apparently, DBL is such a menace that even alternate versions of himself from different timelines are like, Yeah, we know. You got it. The man literally has a clone from another world who was also the strongest, and that clone simps for him. I'm not even joking. There's no jealousy, just pure admiration. You're not just the goat when your past life is a fanboy. You're the herd. Remember Misha's twin? Yeah, she got that I was born to destroy, but now I bake cookies vibe. Her name sounds like a Russian weapon, and she enters scenes like a TikTok transition. Hair flying, ice everywhere. That I'll freeze your blood and look cute doing it aesthetic. Turns out she's not just some discarded side character. She's part of a divine plan to erase emotion from the world. Girl, just journal or something. But DBL being DBL, instead of fighting her, he reprograms destiny so she can have a happy life. Like, bro just looked at fate and said, L, ratio, try again. Every time someone doubts him, DBL just builds another castle out of thin air. Like it's Minecraft in creative mode. No blueprints, no cement, just vibes. And the best part? Every castle is better than the last. Gold walls, floating architecture, infinity pools. It's like he's in a flex-off with his own ego. Meanwhile, the peasants are still using firewood. Now, anime power scaling is already confusing, but here, bros, stats are like strength, unlimited, intelligence, infinite, disrespect, immeasurable. You can't even call it overpowered anymore. He's not a power fantasy, he's a power insult. The final boss who shows up in episode 1 and then proceeds to mentor the final boss of another anime just for fun. So, some multi-dimensional god-tier wizard comes back to destroy the world with a spell that's supposed to end existence. Everyone panics. Planets start shaking. Hope is dead. Then DBL shows up with the same expression you give when someone says, "We're out of ketchup," and just negates the spell with a name. Like he literally names the spell something else, so it stops working. That's how broken he is. Words. This man uses nouns as weapons, and then casually walks off like it's a Sunday stroll. The anime ends, not with a giant death beam or romantic confession, but with a calm piano score, while DBL basically tells the universe, I'm not your enemy, unless you start acting goofy again. Which, fair. He literally gave reality a warning. This anime is what happens when you give a Reddit power scaling thread a production budget. It's disrespectful, hilarious, and low-key inspirational if your love language is absolute dominance. Every episode is a mixtape of god-tier power, savage one-liners, and villains who show up just to become memes. So if you like seeing celestial beings get dunked on by a man who was literally born last month, this one's for you. Subscribe for more wild anime breakdowns where we roast gods, expose simps, and recap chaos one universe at a time. Catch you in the next video, legends. Peace out. Here on